How did this weak, asthmatic child grow into this larger than life, two-fisted speaker? Let's explore his beginnings. Teddy Roosevelt was born to an upper-class family in 1858. They lived not too far from FIT. They lived on East 20th Street between Broadway and Park. The brownstone where he lived is now a National Historic Site. I actually went there just a couple weeks ago. It was really interesting to look at, too. Yeah, I recommend you going there. As you can imagine, his acmetics episode happened quite often. Teddy, as his family called him, spent his early years in bed because of his asthma. He was taught at home by tutors and became in love to read books. He read lots of sorts of books and became a traveler of sorts through books. Taking off on great adventures to uncharted territories, he learned the art of taxidermy. He hunted all small animals, birds, and insects, and then stuffed them in his own collection. In his room, he started his own Roosevelt Museum of Natural History. When he was 13, his parents sent him up in Maine. On the trip, there were some kids that were his easy prey, and they ruffled him up. His father told him, "You strengthen your mind, now you have to strengthen your body." So his father hired him a professional boxer to train him. Having never attended school and only working with tutors, Teddy was accepted in Harvard. He was at the top of his class. Teddy took up his oars on Charles River, a member of rowing team. He found the love of his life, at least, and pursued her until she agreed to marry him. Teddy once said, "Nothing in the world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, and difficulty. I have never in my life envied a human being who had led an easy life." Excuse me. Teddy's father died during his second year at college in Harvard. We can only imagine his sadness, as we know how close they were. Shortly after his daughter was born, his wife Elise dies as well, on the same day. Sadly, his mother fell ill and dies on the same day. Can you imagine the trauma? You can picture him running up and down for his wife and the mother as they were both dying, only to lose them both. Then finds himself with his newborn daughter. So how does this cope with all the sadness? Well, he really doesn't like to talk about it. So he goes on long hunting trips and builds back his strength. Also writing lots of books and more of them. Teddy had once said, "Courage is not having strength. To go on, it's going on when you don't have the strength." Thank you.